Although the Fullbringers were introduced in one of Bleach's lesser celebrated arcs, their return in the Thousand-Year Blood War, TYBW, has proven to be far more significant than initially expected. These former enemies of Ichigo Kurosaki, once seen as somewhat of an afterthought, now play a crucial role in the ongoing battle against Yhwach and the Quincy forces. Led by Kasuke Urahara's strategic intervention, they are called upon to assist Ichigo and his friends, saving them from Yhwach's reshaping of the Soul King's palace. Their unique powers and ability to manipulate souls make them key players in the fight against the Quincy and highlight the depth of Bleach's lore. Fullbringers and Quincy's. More alike than different. At first glance, the Fullbringers and the Quincy might appear to be polar opposites within the Bleach universe, but their similarities run deeper than one might think. Both groups consist of humans who possess extraordinary powers, placing them outside the conventional boundaries of the living world. The Quincy manipulates spiritual energy to enhance their abilities, while the Fullbringers work by manipulating the souls of objects. Despite these differences in technique, both groups' powers stem from an external source, Yhwach for the Quincy and Hollows for the Fullbringers. This shared human origin and their ability to manipulate their surroundings set them apart from other factions in Bleach, such as the Shinigami or the Hollows. However, the fundamental distinction lies in how their powers manifest. While the Quincy draw their strength directly from Yhwach and are bound to him, Fullbringers wield their abilities through their connection with objects, often imbuing them with their own unique soul essence. The Quincy's reliance on Yhwach is one of their defining traits, as it shapes their unity and approach to combat. In contrast, Fullbringers are more independent, their powers being deeply tied to personal experiences and objects, making them far more unpredictable and diverse in how they apply their abilities. Fullbringers' powers, a unique counter to the Quincy. One of the key advantages of Fullbringers in the battle against the Quincy lies in the way they wield their powers. Unlike the Quincy, whose abilities are often reliant on their shared techniques, Fullbringers' powers are intensely personal and versatile, revolving around the manipulation of the soul of any object. This allows them to create unpredictable and highly individualized combat strategies, which gives them a distinct edge against the Quincy. Fullbring abilities are not only difficult for the Quincy to counter due to their variance, but also allow Fullbringers to adapt to different threats. For instance, Ichigo's allies like Chad, Yasutora Sato, who is revealed to be a Fullbringer, are capable of using their powers in a way that counters Quincy techniques. The very nature of Fullbringers, rooted in the objects they imbue with their soul, makes them hard to predict and harder for the Quincy to defend against. While the Quincy are bound by their shared use of spiritual energy, Fullbringers' connection to the world around them, especially in a physical sense, allows them to interact with their environment in ways that the Quincy cannot anticipate. Fullbringers, the new generation of defenders. A fundamental theme introduced in the Lost Substitute Shinigami arc is the idea that humans do not need to rely on Yhwach for protection against Hollow's Fullbringers, like Chad, show that humans can defend themselves without relying on the Quincy's path or allegiance to Yhwach. This shift is crucial not only to Ichigo's personal growth but to the larger narrative of Bleach, as it highlights the potential for humans to evolve their own methods of defense, independent of the Quincy. The power of the Fullbringers is a reminder that the balance between life and death can be maintained in a myriad of ways, outside of the established traditions of Soul Society or Yhwach's influence. This autonomy plays a critical role in the current TYBW storyline. As Yhwach threatens not only the Soul Society but also the world of the living, the Fullbringers are forced to take action, even though they are not formally part of the Shinigami or the Quincy. They are tied to the mortal world and its struggles, which gives them a unique perspective and reason to fight against Yhwach's destructive plans. Their role in saving Ichigo and his friends, as well as confronting Yhwach's forces, showcases their importance in the broader battle for balance and survival. The future of the Fullbringers in Bleach. Given their newfound relevance in Bleach TYBW, the Fullbringers' role is only going to become more critical as the war against Yhwach escalates. As they continue to develop and refine their Fullbring abilities, they will likely become even more central in the fight against the Quincy and the threat Yhwach poses to both the Soul Society and the world of the living. The introduction of the Fullbringers and the Lost Substitute Shinigami arc set the stage for these characters to grow and evolve, and their role in TYBW proves that they have far more to offer than initially thought. In conclusion, the Fullbringers in Bleach are far more than just a side plot or a forgotten group. Their unique abilities, their autonomy from Yhwach, and their personal connection to the world around them make them a vital part of the ongoing battle against the Quincy. As Bleach TYBW unfolds, the Fullbringers stand ready to prove that they are not just a footnote in the history of Bleach, they are a force to be reckoned with.